Hey, y'all, what's up? It's your girl, Constance Carter. I am back. I'm in the house and I wanted to come live to you because I was reading an article and it really disturbed me because this is the thing that I live and breathe. But before we do that, I want to make sure that you know that you're tuning in to the Fly Nubian Queen. You're tuning in to Constance Carter, my YouTube page, Fly Nubian Queen's YouTube page. So make sure you go over to Fly Nubian Queen. You hit the subscribe, you hit the like, you make sure you follow, you make sure you hit that bell so that you can get alerts. Then run over to Constance Carter, my YouTube page, and you make sure you subscribe as well. I'm trying to build my page up so we can get those followers and hit the subscribe button as well. Also, make sure you follow me on Instagram at I am Constance Carter. Now, as you come in, make sure you put in the comments box, because I know we have people that are watching from all over the world. Make sure you put in the comments box what's your name, well, where you're from. Mostly because I can see your name, but make sure you put in the comments box where you're from, because we know that we have people that tune in from Chicago, to Europe, to California, to DC, from all over the world. So we want to make sure that we acknowledge you and put that in the comments box. The other thing is, if you have a business, I always want to make sure that we are all about community and that we're continuing to build our businesses. So if you have a business, a product, or a service, put it in the comments box, because this is an opportunity for you to network with other like-minded businesses. So if you sell insurance, maybe you sell real estate, maybe you have a restaurant, whatever it is you do, maybe you do graphic design, maybe you have a janitorial service. I don't know what it is, but it is something that could be of use to other people. We have hundreds and hundreds of people who tune in, who are tuning in right now, thousands of people who will tune in and actually look at this later, because this is something, what we're going to talk about is something that we really need to discuss, Black people. Okay, so I have a TED Talk. I did a TED Talk. It is about closing the wealth gap. It's called Google that shit. Yes, Google that shit, GTS. And I give you 4 ways that we can close the wealth gap, because there was an article in Forbes magazine that said by the year 2053, Black median wealth was going to be a 0. And not far behind that, Hispanic wealth is going to be a 0 as well. And that is unacceptable in today, especially in this climate. We've had COVID, a surge in entrepreneurs, a surge in millionaires, especially Black millionaires that have come up. And I want to make sure that not only are we getting these businesses, but they are sustainable businesses. Not that we're just creating them, but they're also sustainable. That's going to be important to closing the wealth gap. But let's talk about it, because my mind is boggled with all of the opportunities out there. It doesn't make sense how our spending power went from 1.3 trillion. It was 1.2, then it went to 1.3. Now it's at 1.6 trillion dollars. That is 171% increase in spending, you guys. So it look like we Black folks, we can spend some money. Yes, we can spend some money. So our spending has increased by 171%. We're not the only ones who have increased in spending money. Okay. So our Latino counterparts, their spending has been increased by 288%. Our Asian counterparts, their spending has been increased by 383%. And the US overall, the spending has increased by 144%. The difference between those groups and us, however, is their net worth has gone up as they've been spending. Our net worth has decreased as we have been spending. Ours has decreased by 14%. In this day of opportunity, in this day in the land of milk and honey, our net worth has decreased. And I fervently believe with all my heart that not only with the power of the internet and everything that we have access to at the palm of our hands, because guess what? We have more power in the palm of our hands than they had when they put the man on the moon. So with the power, with the access that we have through the internet and everything else that's at our fingertips, it does not have to be that way. And I'm so passionate about this thing, you guys. I'm so passionate that it does not have to be this way. We can do things to change this thing. And every time I come on here, make sure you guys are putting your information in the chat box. If you just tuned in, make sure you subscribe to the Fly Nubian Queen. Make sure you subscribe to Constance Carter. And make sure you also put what you do, your product or your service. If you own a business, make sure you put it in the chat box. Okay. Make sure you put it in the comments because I want you guys to be networking with each other because it's important as we build our community that we are working with one another. That's the only way we're going to survive in this thing is if we practice collective economics. But here's the thing. There is a way that we can close this wealth gap. Our net worth does not have to go to zero. We do not have to fall prey to what Forbes has said about us. We don't have to do it. We do not have to do it. There are things that we can do that you can do. You have this thing in your mind called your intellectual property, the things that you know that you probably don't even think that's important. There's things that you know I have no idea that you can monetize on. There's things that I have that I am monetizing on that I thought, oh, it just came easy to me because I'm just pretty good at this. No big deal. But there are things that people will pay handsomely for right here. That's creating a business. So let's talk about what we can do because I don't want to just talk about the doom and the gloom of what that looks like, about us going to a net worth of zero. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to stay there. But I do want to sound the alarm, y'all. The sky is falling. And if we don't make changes, then we're going to get left behind. Now, there are reasons why we are here. So let's not get it twisted. There are systemic reasons why we're here. Redlining, predatory lending, okay? All of those things are very, very real. So we didn't get here by osmosis. We didn't get here, the Jim Crow, discrimination, racism, all of those things, right? The 13th Amendment, prisons, the justice system, all of those things have affected us as African Americans as a whole and our net worth. So I don't want to make that to be a small thing, but there's still, even with those things, because we are magic Black people, even with those things happening, we still have managed to have a 40-ish% rate in home ownership, as opposed to 70% of our white counterparts. But that's still cool. It's okay because they've done things legal wise to try to stop us from being able to achieve that. And we've done that in spite of it. We've gotten through these obstacles in spite of what the barriers that they put in our place. So you're still magic. So still feel good about that. Pat yourself. I want you to do one thing right now. Pat yourself on the back. Put in the comments box, I'm still magic. Put that in the comments box. I am still magic. Because you have access. You are a chosen one. You are a child of the King. So you can do anything that you want to do. But I'm here to help give you the steps so that you can do those things that you want to do. Okay. All right. So let's talk about it. And if you have not seen my TED Talk, it's called Google that shit. Go Google Constance Carter TED Talk and take a look at it. I think it's pretty dope. I gave you 4 ways that we can close a wealth gap, but I'm gonna give you some more ways in addition to what I talked about in that. Okay. So the first thing is real estate. You got to purchase a home. Real estate is your biggest asset. Okay. But you need money to put down, but there are ways that you can do it. So I'm going to give you a couple of hacks on how you can save money because sometimes you don't have money. Maybe you may not have money. There are down payment assistance options available to you where you might be able to get money for your down payment. But everything is not free. You still have to have some skin in the game. You're going to have to put some money in a lot of the time. Now, if you're a veteran, there's 100% financing a lot of times where you don't have to put no money down. There are down payment assistance programs that are out there that will help you with, and where you have to come in with nothing. Maybe you just your earnest money deposit and you might get that back at the end. But for other people, you may not be able to qualify for that. So saving your money is not the easiest thing to do. But if you get Acorns, and I'm going to put my link to my Acorns inside this in the comments box. That way you can get some money when you open up your Acorns account. Now, what Acorns will do, now let me tell you how I use Acorns first. So Acorns was so good to me. This is what I did. I take my Acorns. So Acorns is where every time you spend money, it saves money, right? So say you spend 90 cents, it takes the change and it'll take it and it'll save it and it'll invest the money for you. Totally dope, right? So if you spend 90 cents, it'll take 10 cents. It'll put it in an account for you, and then it'll invest. And then, as your portfolio grows, your money grows. But what I do is I 10x that. And so that 10 cents actually becomes $1. So I put $1 in my Acorns account, in each one of those Acorns accounts. That's number one. Number two, is I also I think I put $500 per month, $300 or $500 per month in that Acorns account. Whatever it is that you can afford, you put it in that Acorns account. And so what I did essentially with that Acorns account is within a year, I accumulated about $30,000. I took that money, it was an investment, and I took a money from another investment and I used it for a down payment for a commercial building. So that was a way that helped me to not only did I not have to think about saving that money because it automatically took this change out for me, but also it was investing that money. So it was building my money a lot faster. And then it was just taking my spare change. How easy is that? So you use that. You're not even thinking about it. You're not even thinking about spending it. If you need to pull out, you can pull the money out, but it's just money that you're not even thinking about. And then after a certain amount of time, you might have $10,000, $15,000 where now you can put this money down on a house. So maybe you think saving your money is hopeless. Maybe I just can't save my money. You absolutely can. Or here's another thought, because it's all about mindset, right? Here's another thought. So perhaps you pay $1,000 for your rent right now, and you know that you're going to be paying $1,500 for your new purchase. Get in the mindset right now. And so you start putting $500 a month away because you know that I'm going to start paying this $1,500. So now you're in the habit of paying $1,500. So you're going to pay $1,000. You're going to take that other $500. You're going to put it away every month. In 12 months, you have $6,000 saved up. Now you've already gotten a mindset that you're going to pay this higher amount for your housing expense. And now you have this money that you've put away. It's another thing. So wait, because again, for some people, it may be hard to save money. And this is a way that mentally you may be able to do it, but it takes discipline. But purchasing a home is the single most important investment you can have. Now, a lot of you are waiting on the market to drop, the bottom to drop in the market. That's not necessarily going to happen, you guys. Now, there is going to be a correction. There's always a correction. But if you think 2008 is coming back, I'm here to tell you in the housing market, it's not. You're not going to see that. You'll see a correction. You're not going to see a 2008 correction. Number one, we don't have those types of loans anymore. So there's a lot more security around it. And also banks have implemented certain procedures in-house so that now they're helping homeowners. And so now we're not going to see a bunch of houses going to foreclosure. So you're not going to see that where the market is going to be flooded. Because what you got to understand is that the housing market also affects the global economy. And when the global economy is affected, everything is affected. So the housing market is all predicated by the housing market. So you're not going to see that. So if you're waiting on the market to drop, go on and get in there, get yourself a house and use that as leverage. Can somebody say leverage? Leverage. Put in the comments box, leverage. Put in the comments box, OPM. Other people's money. Because that's what you're going to be using to purchase your home. All right. So the first thing you want to do is you got to get into real estate because 80% of wealth in this country is generated through real estate. So we got to close the wealth gap, you guys. We can do it. Get that single most best investment that you can have. Crazy thing is home ownership for us African Americans have decreased by 3%. Here I thought I was selling to everybody and I was helping everybody get in houses. And I'm thinking I single-handedly helped to increase home ownership. And the reality is that it's actually decreased since 2000. So we got to get back in the game, you guys. And number two, okay, is actually before number one is you got to get your credit together. Get your credit right, you guys. Everybody, we need it. Now, let me tell you my story. I went from an 800 credit score to a 379. Can I tell you again? 379. What you say? What? 379. If it 379 credit score, that's what I had back in 2009 when I filed bankruptcy. Then I wrote a book. I got my score back up in 700s, 800s, right? And I wrote a book called Keeping Score, What You Need to Know to Make Your Credit Score Grow. This is a bestseller. How I wrote this, somebody told me to write a book about credit. I never had the desire to write a book, but somebody told me to do it, so I did it. And it's helped thousands of people. And if you look at the reviews on Amazon, people have said my book has changed their lives. Like, that's the biggest compliment I could ever get is somebody saying that something that I did has changed somebody's life. That's everything. But You got to get your credit right and get my book. You go to Amazon, get my book. It's $1,000,000 worth of game for only $9.99. It's a very easy read. Now I made it with you people in mind, with us people in mind. It's very easy to read. You see how it's like double skip, double space. You can sit down there and read this in an hour, but the thing that it will do for your mind is it will completely change you. And see, people think that credit is like the big boogeyman. You think I messed up my credit back in '85 and now I can never get nothing again. And that's not the reality. The reality is that you can get it back. You can get back in the game. I've helped people increase their credit score hundreds of points within a month. So the better your credit, the better the opportunity for you to get access to a home, to finance a home. Your interest rate's going to be lower, your payment's going to be lower, or you're going to be able to qualify for more house. So get your credit together. Now, I could sell you a house with a low credit score, but why would I want to do that when I can help you get your credit up like that? So I'd rather take you through maybe a month or two to get your credit score up a little bit. Let's get it increased. And then let's get you up into a better opportunity. That's what we want to do. So that's number 2. How do we close the wealth gap? Get your credit together, people. Get your credit right. Okay. Number 3, let's talk about starting a business, investing in yourself. What does that look like? Again, your intellectual property. I talked about that in the beginning. What is something that maybe you do really good that you can monetize? Maybe you could you could put it in an online training class and then it just be collecting passive income. Maybe you fry the best catfish in town. And now you want to open up a restaurant. But here's the thing about opening up your own business. You got to market it, because you could fry the best catfish in the world. But if you don't market it properly, if it's not set up properly, you're not going to get any sales. So make sure that you're spending time. Once you have your business, here's a business tip. Make sure your marketing is together. Because the worst thing that you can do is have a business and nobody know about it. And it could be a bomb, amazing business. But you got to put some money aside when you're investing in your business to market the business properly. Marketing is everything. Okay. The 4th way, 1, 2, 3, 4, or is this the 5th way? 5th is stock. Investing in stock. Now the stock market has gone down quite a bit. So now is a perfect opportunity for you to get in the game. The cryptocurrencies are down. The stock market prices are down. Learn stock. Get in the game and do it for the long haul. Put some money in and allow it to grow. Stock, bonds, mutual funds, get into the game. Again, everything is on the internet, you guys. So I don't want you saying that you don't know how to do this or to do that, because everything is Googleable. Send me one more time. Put it in the comments box. Everything is Googleable. Say it one more time for the people in the back. Put it in the comments box. Everything is Googleable. Okay? So you can start investing today. I'll put my link for Robinhood. Open up a Robinhood account. Start investing. You'll get a couple of free stock. Start investing today. Okay? The 6th way, I think it's the 6th way, is through life insurance. Becoming your own bank through life insurance. This is so powerful. This is a powerful part of the game that we just are not privy to, and we need to become better accustomed to this. These IULs, this index universal life insurance policies that you can start paying into. So instead of paying into a bank where you're going to get 0% return on your investment, you're going to get anywhere between 7 and 10% return. But you could also borrow against it. And I wouldn't borrow against it for, to buy a car. I would borrow against it to now I have money to buy a house. I could borrow against it, the cash value of your life insurance policy, to open up my business. And then when your business becomes profitable, or when your house becomes profitable, then you can put the money back. And even if you purchase real estate, maybe it's an investment property, man, that Airbnb money is crazy. All of this is yours for the taking. Get if you have an extra car, put it on Turo. Start renting that puppy out. People are getting paid out here. So many ideas. And I think I did a video on online ways that you can earn money. Check it out. But there are so many ways that you can earn money where we can close the wealth gap. I think that spending is okay. I don't want to deprive anybody from doing anything. Spending is fine. We just got to make sure that we do it moderately, not in excess, that we're spending on things that are going to edify us. Sometimes it's okay to indulge. I'm not telling nobody not to indulge, but we need to be the lender and not the borrower. We need to be the investor and not the consumer. We need to be in a position to where we have, not where we have not. So there's things that you can do today. And what they don't understand, or what people don't understand, is that when we increase our net worth and when we close the wealth gap, it helps the overall community, the country, the whole world is better because of us being able to do this. So make sure, take heed to what I'm saying. So I'm gonna go back for the people who just joined me. Okay. Purchase a home. 80% of wealth in this country is built through real estate. Start a business, invest in yourself. Okay. Use your intellectual property, the thing that you have in your mind, or your talent or your skill or your hustle, to create a sustainable business. And I'm going to be doing some classes on creating a sustainable business as well. Invest in yourself. Invest in our children's education. That's what I didn't talk about. The education. It's important that we invest in our education. Invest in your credit, in your credit health. Oh my God. Get your credit together and you would be amazed at how much leverage, OPM, other people's money, you can get. Invest in insurance, where you can become your own bank through life insurance, getting a 7 to 10% return on your investment. It's crazy. Invest in stock. So closing the wealth gap is up to us. I'm tired. I am so sick of seeing news articles like I saw on MSNBC that said that our Black spending power is up by 14% at $1.6 trillion. But our net worth is down. Oof, that gives me the heebie-jeebies. Because there are things that you and I can do. Number one, we need to practice collective economics. So again, whatever your product, whatever your service is, put it in the comments box, because we want other people to be able to do business with you. So collective economics is important. It's crucial. It's critical. The dollar needs to circulate in our community. Also, start making these investments in yourself so that you can better position yourself. Mindset is everything. 5 steps to creating all the success that you need. Number one, you got to think it. You got to visualize it in your mind. It's the first step. Number 2, you got to write it down. So write down the vision and make it plain. Number 3, you have to speak it, because life and death are what? They're in the power of the tongue. Number 4, you have to work it, because faith without works is dead. And number 5, you're going to manifest it. You're going to receive it. If you think it, speak it, work it, write it down, you're going to receive it. It's a universal principle. It's biblical. And it's yours for the taking. All right. So together, we're going to get this done. Okay. So again, I'm Constance Carter. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. I am Constance Carter. Make sure you follow me on YouTube at Constance Carter, the Revenue Stream Queen. And follow me on Facebook, Constance Carter. And then make sure you are following the Fly Nubian Queen channel for melanated people just like you and you and you. And you know what I want you to do? I want you to grow your money and don't blow your money. All right, now, peace out.